Hey, what's going on, folks? This is Balaji O with a braver new world, inspiring our kids to create a braver new world for themselves. Today, I want to talk about too big to fail. Too big to fail. So, as you know, I've been coaching my 6-year-old in soccer. It's a wonderful experience. I coached my older son as well for a couple of years. And there's one thing that you'll see with a lot of kids around this age, ages 6, 7, 8, when they shoot the ball. For those of you who play soccer or have watched soccer, they shoot with what? Their toes, don't they? They shoot with the tip of their foot. Now, at that age, ball control maybe isn't where it needs to be. They're not really good at placing the shot where they want to place it. And so kicking it with the foot at least gets the ball in the right general direction, doesn't it? It at least sends the ball forward. Where exactly the ball is going to go, they don't know, but it gets the ball off the ground. And so I was trying to coach this one young man about not using his laces to shoot the ball, not using his toes, but rather to shoot with his laces, which is the proper technique. But guess what? He said, well, kicking with my toes kind of works for me. It kind of works for me. And I had to laugh at that because having coached kids for a number of years, I see this very, very often. Eventually, they realize that almost everybody else around them is kicking the ball with their laces as they get older, and they kind of adapt. But I kind of thought that was very similar sometimes to not only how we inadvertently raise our kids, but also how we operate sometimes as adults. We figured out a certain level and we're having a level of success at that level, but we don't want to do what it takes to get to the next level. Why? Because initially it's going to be uncomfortable. Initially we're probably going to fail. And so what do we feel? We feel like we are too big to fail. Let me put it to you this way. Think about when your child was an infant. Okay, and they started growing into a toddler. They started the pulling up phase, and then the stand up phase, and finally, maybe they're crawling, right? And they're crawling really, really well. But when they start to pull up and stand up, and they take their first few steps, what do? They fall. They fall flat on their faces, and they fall over and over and over again. But as babies, they don't know that they're not. We don't want them to fall. They just think that's part of the process. And so they keep on trying, they keep on falling until eventually they master the new level. They learn how to walk. And they're kind of wobbling around and teeter-totting everywhere. But eventually they're walking steadily. Then they try to run. What happens? They fall again, right? And they try that for a while, but eventually they master running. Imagine what would happen if your 6-month-old was just crawling like no one's business. Best crawler in all of history, okay? This kid can crawl like no one's business. And you were like, you know what? You crawl so well, little baby. I just want you to just stay at this crawling phase because you are the best crawler ever. All right? Imagine your child, 18 years old, still crawling around because you didn't want them to fail at the next level. Sometimes, unfortunately, I've found myself doing that where I'm at one level. I know what I need to do to get to the next level, but it's uncomfortable. I don't like the feeling of failure, so I back off. But here's the thing. That's a normal human feeling. It's hard to get rid of the fear without actually just going through and failing. Failing is the antidote to fear. You've got to fail hard, fail publicly, fail loudly, and then pick yourself back up. There's a Japanese proverb I want to leave you with. It's one of my favorites. It says, fall down 7 times, stand up 8. Fall down 7 times, stand up 8. That's what I tell my boys when they get beaten at soccer. That's what I tell my boys when they lose at board games or when they face adversity. And, we use silly little examples now. I teach this sort of stuff in the books that I write in Brave Little Heroes and Braver New World. I teach these sort of lessons at the kids' level. But I'll tell you what, this isn't kid stuff we're talking, because even as adults, sometimes we feel we're too big to fail. And we need to get over that. This is Balaji O with a Braver New World. I'm about to go into the library. I'm working for the library today because thanks to Hurricane Matthew, the internet has been out at the house for the past 2 days. But it's a beautiful day, so I might try to see if I have some Wi-Fi outside. Kid Clever. We're working on Kid Clever. I'm submitting Kid Clever to Amazon today. You guys should have it by this weekend. All right, thanks for all the support. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you mañana.